Top 10 greatest players of all time in the NHL. This video does not base around points. It is just based on best players of all time, okay? So there can be goalies. Number 1, Wayne Gretzky. Number 2, Bobby Orr. Number 3, Gordie Howe. Number 4, Mario Lemieux. Number 5, Maurice Richard. Number 6, John Bellevue. Number 7, Doug Harvey. Number 8, Bobby Hull. Number 9, Guy Lafleur. Number 10, Patrick Waugh. By the way, this is my card. And now I will do a little summary on all of the players that I just mentioned. Born in Brantford, Ontario, Canada, Gretzky began building his legend at an early age. When he was 6, he played on a team with 10-year-olds. At 10, his play drew crowds and people began calling him the Great Gretzky. By the time he was 13, he had already scored 1,000 competitive goals. By the time he turned pro as a 17-year-old, the expectations for him were huge. Gretzky didn't just live up to them, he exceeded them. When he retired, he had 894 NHL goals, 93 more than any other player. No one has come within 700 assists of his career mark of 1,963. He was the only player to have 200 points in a season, and he did it 4 times. When Gretzky was on top of his game, which was most of the time, he was unstoppable. During the 1983 and 84 season, he had a point in 51 straight games over the course of his 20-year NHL career. His longest drought without a point was 4 games. He won 7 straight Art Ross trophies as the league's top scorer, and he was named NHL MVP 9 times. The Great One's greatness went beyond individual accomplishments. He led the Edmonton Oilers to 4 Stanley Cups, and he nearly delivered one to Los Angeles in 1993 when he took the Kings to the finals when Gretzky retired from the game in April 1999 as a member of the New York Rangers. The hockey world knew it was losing a living legend before his last game. The NHL decreed that no other player would ever wear Gretzky's iconic number 99. 7 months later, he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame by bypassing the usual 3-year waiting period between retirement and Hall eligibility. It was a fitting tribute to hockey's first mainstream superstar, the man who was not only the game's preeminent talent, but also its most important. A 2-time NHL scoring champ, the longtime Boston Bruins defenseman revolutionized his position. Before he came into the league, blue liners rarely left the point where their team had the puck, but Orr freely roamed the ice and led end-to-end rushes. He was the team's first offensive catalyst, becoming the first defenseman to break 100 points in 1969 to 1970. His 139 points in the next season remain in the NHL's record for the position. Though best known for his offense, Orr was a Dodge defender. In 1970, he was 22. He was the first NHL player to be named Sportsman of the Year by Sports Illustrated. Writer Jack Olsland proclaimed Bobby Orr is the greatest player ever to don skates. Not the greatest defenseman, the greatest player at either end of the ice. Gordie Howe. Who did the greatest player in hockey look up to when he was a kid? Wayne Gretzky's idol was Howe. The Detroit Red Wings legend known as Mr. Hockey, a 6-time scoring champ, Howe combined tremendous skill and a tenacious spirit. In the 26 NHL seasons, he established the league's scoring record with 801 goals, a mark that only Gretzky's has eclipsed. Howe was suited up for his last game in 1980 with the Hartford Whalers at age 52. Holds the record for most NHL games played, with 1,767. That doesn't even count the 419 he played in the World Hockey Association, other known as WHL. Mario Lemieux, a player with an impressive combination of size and skill. The 6'4", 230-pound Pittsburgh Penguins center made quite a first impression, scoring 100 points as a rookie in 1984 to 1985. His long reach and solid frame made Lemieux nearly impossible to knock off the puck. Though often hampered by chronic health issues, a bad back, and a bout with cancer, Lemieux still dominated the sport. He was limited to just 915 games, but he scored 1,723 points in his 17 seasons. His 1.88 points per game ranked second all-time, behind only Gretzky. Maurice Richard. In the 1950s, the Montreal Canadiens represented the best of all NHL, and Richard represented the best of the Canadiens. A fearsome scorer from the day his career began in 1942, he became the first player to score 50 goals in 50 games. In just his second full season in the league, but he may be best remembered for his fiery competitiveness on the ice. Facing the Boston Bruins in the 52 Stanley Cup semifinals, Richard scored the series winner despite being knocked unconscious earlier in the game. In 98, the NHL established a trophy in his name, awarded the league's leading goal scorer each year. John Bellevue, a 2-time MVP and the my mouth is not working today. An inaugural winner in 1965 of the Conn Smythe Trophy as a playoff MVP. The longtime Canadian was a role model and ambassador for the game. Known for his grace and class both on and off the ice, Bellevue scored 507 career goals and had 1,219 points. He was also the first hockey player to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated in January 1956. Doug Harvey. Bobby Orr wasn't the only defenseman who played a critical role in his team's attack. Harvey was a key component to the Canadiens' Flying Frenchman attack. His ability to fire off crisp outlet passes and manage the offense from the blue line set him apart from the defensemen in his era. Aside from his skill with the puck, Harvey was also a premier one-on-one defender. He was skilled enough with his stick to pickpocket any attacking player. When he retired in 1969, his 452 career assists were the best among defensemen in the 10th overall. The pioneer of puck-moving defensemen, Harvey won the Norris Trophy, given to the top player at his position 7 times. Bobby Hull. Few players can single-handedly change a game the way Hull could. With his quick acceleration and terrorizing shot, he was one of the most breathtaking players of the 1960s. Hull was the second youngest player to win the scoring title when he had 39 goals and 42 assists in 1959 to 1960. As a 21-year-old, a year later he brought the Stanley Cup to Chicago Blackhawks franchise that had gone without a championship for 23 years. He became the first player to go score more than 50 goals in a season, breaking the plateau in 65 to 66. Guy Lafleur. 3 years after the Canadiens selected him overall in the 1971 draft, Lafleur began his historic scoring run, becoming the first player to have at least 50 goals and 100 points for 6 straight seasons. The torrid pace helped Lafleur reach the 1,000-point mark in just his 720th game, faster than any other player had done before. The speedy winger, who won 5 Stanley Cups with Montreal, led his team to scoring 8 of the 14 seasons he spent with the Canadiens. His 1,246 points remain a franchise record. He is also known as Le Demon Blonde. Patrick Waugh. While leading 2 teams, the Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche, to Stanley Cups and earning postseason MVP honors 3 times, Waugh exemplified excellence under pressure. The career leader for playoff wins, 151, Waugh always performed best when the stakes were highest, and his form inspired a generation of goalies to play just like him. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the video, and like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!